What's up, y'all? Puddin' here. Hey, sorry it's going to be another indoor video, but I'm not going to let you down on this one. I think you might like it if you're kind of a geek, which I am. I'm a redneck geek or dork or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I'm going to do, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to go over the board games I have. Now, there's a couple board games I don't have that I really want, and there's one that I'm actually going to put in the video that I really want, and I don't have it, but my buddy Ty in Canada does, and I got to play it. So anyway, I'm going to go through all that. I got some other things that are coming up that I hope you enjoy, and yes, they're outside. I'm getting out more. I've just got to wait on money to come in. So, but I will get up and get some stuff. And one thing I can tell you I'm going to do, I'm going to be going back to Jerome to get video of the old equipment and the old cars in the next day or so. Today, it's like 11 o'clock right now, and I can't really go do nothing because I may have to go to Flagstaff with Ty. He's looking at a vehicle to buy, and he wants me to drive him up there so he can drive it back. So that's why this is an indoor video. Anyway, okay, so we're going to get started, and I'm going to turn the camera around, and I really hope you enjoy today's video. Catch you in a minute. Well, bam. Okay, so here's the first one, and of course you guys, everybody knows Monopoly. This is kind of the lazy man's Monopoly, so you ain't got to deal with money, and I kind of like this because it's really cool, and I'm going to open each of these and kind of show you the pieces and explain a little bit about it, so that way you guys know. So this first one is Monopoly. And give me just a second and I will show you what's inside. I'm going to apologize for the camera being shaky, and for all you guys that tell me to quit apologizing, that's part of me, that's part of who I am. I'm a very courteous person. So anyway, let's get into this. So anyway, this is the electronic Monopoly. I love this game. I don't like too many Monopoly games, but this one is actually really good. And it has, this is how you bank. When you press the buttons and stuff, it will, I don't know if I can be able to do this one-handed, and I'm trying to do this looking to the camera. This has Monopoly credit cards, and I know there's a couple of them missing. Where'd they go? Oh, there they are. Okay, sorry, I know my spitter just got in there. So you got 6 different colored cards. I'm trying to straighten these out so you can see them. And when you start off, you put 1,500 on each of these cards, or it's 15K, or no, 15M. The lettering and everything in this is different than it is on the regular Monopoly. So instead of thousands, it's M, and instead of like hundreds, it's K. Really weird, but anyway, so you got these credit cards, and what you do, if I can do this one-handed, which this will be exciting, you take this, and oh, I guess if it had hair around it, I'd be able to find it. Oh, that was low. Oh, wait a minute, I'm putting it in the wrong end. Yeah, just forgive me. Okay, so now watch. This one has 21,220 on it. So, and you can take money on and off of these cards and redo them. It's really freaking fun. So anyway, and that's how this works, and then that will eventually shut off, and it does take batteries in the back, and see, it shut off. This game is actually quite fun. I love it. Let me show you the board here just a second. Let me get some of these picked up, put them back in the box. And if you notice on each of these cards, they have little divots at the end, so you can tell which card, each card is different to go into the machine. So it reads each card separately, which I kind of like that. That's cool. And you don't have to deal with money. And women should like this game because it's a credit card. Just kidding. That was a joke. So anyway, and let's open the board. And this is what the board looks like. It's just a regular Monopoly. The middle looks a little kind of cool, but that's all it is. So, on to the next one. Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite games. And yes, it's an old game, but I love it. Now, my buddy Ty has a game called Risk 2024 or 2028. Anyway, it's an in the future Risk game. It's a lot more detailed than this, and there's a lot more involved in that game than this. But Risk has always been one of my all-time favorites. And just so you know, this is my second time recording, and I have to go through all these games again because evidently the first time none of them recorded. There was static all the way across the screen, and you couldn't see nothing. So this is my second time going through this. So anyway, let me open this up and show you what it consists of. You know what a Risk board looks like, and I'm just showing you what the Risk board, and then you have all the 6 different color armies, and I love this game. It's just global domination is what it is, and it's really cool, and I've gotten really good at playing it. I have lost a few times, but this game is phenomenal. I think this is going to be probably one of my all-time favorites. It's just a really fun game. Anyway, on to the next one. This is the next one, and this one's kind of unique. This is the predecessor before Monopoly. And I'm going to show you this. Me and Ty, my buddy in Canada, went to a Goodwill, and that is right. 75 cents is what I picked this up for. And Parker Brothers came out with this before they got the rights to Monopoly. So this was actually the game before Monopoly. Anyway, I'll open it up and show you. So here is this game, Finance. Now, the thing I want to show you, and I'm hoping you can see this, the copyright date is, it says 1936 and 1962. And there is, and I don't remember where it's at, but on this game somewhere, this game actually came out in 1962. So this game is that old. Now, it still has most of the original money to it. It's not all here. Someone has made some replacement money for it. It does still have all the house pieces, and they're all different colors. And then it has actual, it looks like these pieces that go to it, and I don't know what these are. I've never played this game, but here, let me move these out of the way. This is what the board looks like, but this is what came out before Monopoly. Well, before Monopoly actually got the rights to, or before Parker Brothers got the rights to Monopoly, they came out with this. And I mean, you can tell just by the graphics on this game and the way it's been done of how old it is. I mean, this is just unique. It's freaking awesome. I mean, I'm trying to, I know it's hard to read that upside down, but that is just really freaking cool. You know? Just the graphics on this game board are freaking cool. And it's just plain. So, but this is a really unique game, and I thought I would share this with you too. On to the next. Okay, this game here is Steampunk Rally. This game is freaking awesome. But I will tell you, it took me and my Canadian buddy Ty over 3 days to figure out how to play this. Because the instruction manual is so messed up, because it'll go from here to here, and then back to here, and then to here, then to here, then to there, then to here. It's all over the place. We ended up having to go online and going on YouTube to figure out how to play this game. But once we figured it out, it's a freaking blast. Oh, and by the way, Ty, have you blown yourself up lately? The last game Ty and I played, he tried to blow me up, and he ended up killing himself, which ended up making me win the game. Love you, buddy. So anyway, let me open this up and I'll show you what's inside. It's Steampunk Rally, and I'm going to go through this pretty quick. I'm not going to take too much time. You have 100 machine part cards in 3 colors: gold, silver, and copper bordered. So in other words, the borders are gold, silver, and bronze. So you get one of these during a card pick, plus you also have 40 boost cards, and they are black bordered. These actually help you in the game, or they can hurt you, or they can hurt the other players. You have a player direction, which it gets flipped after everybody's done their turn to find out which direction it goes, so not everybody, so it goes different directions. So you have 16 inventor pawns. Tiles with bases, so this is what moves around the board, and the board is pieces, and I'll get into that in a minute. 32 inventor machines, so you have 16 different characters, and each person starts off with 2 cards. So you could have Nikola Tesla, you could have the Wright brothers, there's a bunch of other ones that are in here too. I just don't want to go through all the names of everybody, but most of them, all of them are famous for doing something or another. You have 8 player aid cards, which helps you get through each round. Then you have 8 light bulbs, and these bulbs start in the off position, and then you turn them on each round. You have a steam dice or water dice. You have a heat or fire dice, and then you have an electricity dice. And these are, all these 3 different ones power the machines to get them to go. But you have to get these dice in order to put them on here to get them to go. You have 6 challenge tiles, and I don't think we've ever played with it because we never got that far. You have 8 damage gauges. These are the damage gauges, and this is what you keep track of how much damage you have. If you get so much damage, you blow up, then you have to start over, which is what happened to Ty. And here are the dice, and I'm telling you, that is a crap load of dice. I mean, that's just insane. So, but all these dice come with this. You have cogs, and you need cogs for repairing or reducing damage or buying stuff. It's really cool. Then you have 8 double-sided track tiles, 1 start, 5 middle, and 1 finish line and 1 end. And I will show you that right now. So you have these tiles right here, which they are double-sided, so you have 2 different kinds of tracks that you can play on. I think like the 2 players. This is your starting line. This is where everybody starts at. And then you have these, and I'm going to show you this real quick. You have these right through here, which that says 1, and then these are bonuses where you can, if you land on this tile, you get 1 cog, plus you get 1 blue die, or it is actually the steam die. This you get 3 damage added to your thing if you land on it. I mean, if you go over it, I still think you get damage, but you can get rid of your damage after you go through, so you get 3 damage here, 1 damage here. It gets pretty intense in this game. You have another one here. You got shortcuts, but you can get a lot of damage going through these shortcuts, so it could hurt you. Okay, this is the very end piece, and this is the finish line with the end piece. So everybody can keep going. Once you cross the finish line, the game's not over. You have to wait till everybody gets done, and it could change because it could set you back a couple notches or whatever. So you have a chance to actually get all the way around to here before everything finishes. Or you could get knocked back and blow up like Ty did. So I know that's so cruel for me to talk about that. But anyway, so these are the tiles that come with it. These are the cards. I'm not going to take them out of the packages. It's upside down. And I don't know if you'll be able to read that because of the plastic on that. But these are some of the bonus cards that you get during the gameplay. These are the other cards, the machine cards. And these are, a few of these are copper, and I have it upside down. Holy crap. This one is actually called a vacuum brakes. And I don't know if I can, you know what, hang on, I'm going to open this up so I can show you. I wanted to show this real quick. As you can see, this has a copper border. I mean, it's hard to see, but you can see copper here, and then this one has a silver border, and then the gold one's still in the pack. This is what I wanted to show you. These 4 areas right here are where you put dice. You have to have at least a 2 to put a dice on here. And then once you do, you could to earn an electric one out of this. So it depends on how many. So you need 2 to get an electric. So you could have a 6 and you could get 3 electric. So you'd have 2, 4, 6, 2 on each, and then you could get 6 electric. Or if you don't want to have this card when you pick it up, you could either exchange it for 2 blue, or you can exchange it for 2 cogs. So the game's really unique. I just wanted to show you that. So this is Steampunk Rally, and it is a really fun game. I love this game. After we learned how to play it, after 3 freaking days of cussing, swearing, and going ape crap, the game is a blast to play. It is awesome. So anyway, on to the next. Okay, this is my favorite game to play. It is called Carcassonne. Big box. And if you look, it has 11 expansion games. And this was one of the expansions that I bought afterwards. And it is actually a really cool expansion. So, without any further ado, let's get into this and I will show you about this freaking bad boy. Okay, here I am. And it took me a few minutes to get all the pieces out. But this is the rule book. And this looks like a mini encyclopedia. I mean, there are so many rules to this game. It is unbelievable. But it also does have 11 expansions. So, let me set this off to the side. Here are the cards and stuff that go with it. So when I talk about the cards here in a few minutes, all these that are down in this area here, you will understand why. So, the object of this game is you have all these cards and they're all in a pile. And you don't know what they are. They all start upside down like this, and you pull them out one at a time, you flip them over, and then you have to get them to fit to an according piece. So in other words, I couldn't make this card fit right here because it doesn't line up. It has to line up. Now, if I wanted to do this, then I could do that. But it's really weird how this game works. So you have to make sure everything lines up. It's really easy once you learn how to play. But then you have meeples. You get 7 normal meeples. You get 1 giant meeple, which is pretty much means you have 2. Then you have a bishop. You have a construction worker or worker. And then you have a farm animal for farmland. Now, I gotta spit. Hang on. Once you get one of these filled, you have little tokens right here that's got like a little barrel on it. Some of them have cloth on them. And you'll notice this has a cloth on it. Has a shield here. And it has wheat here. Or it's actually supposed to be corn. Once you fulfill one of these sections all the way, then you get the points for that section. And if you have a cathedral in it, not a catheter. If you have one of these in it, then you get more points. If you have a shield in it, you get double points. So it's worth 2 for these things. And then you get a silk, it's a cloth. So you get that, and then some of them have barrels on them also, and you get points for that. Then how the animals work is you got to fill out all this stuff in through here. You can't go over a road. You can't go through this. It's all the grass in the area. So if this was filled in with another piece that would work, then you could count all that grass in there. But you're only going to get 3 points per grass. It's it's really weird how this thing works, but it's a really fun game. You have your points here because on your points card, it goes all the way up to 50. So 49 and then 50. Once you get up to 50, you get one of these. And then once you get up to 100, then you flip this over and it's got 100 points on the back. Now there are a bunch of these in the set, so you can get up to a couple hundred points depending on how far you go and how many points you get. So this is like one of the most favorite games I have. This game is the most awesome game in the world. I love it. I love playing it. And it's like a giant puzzle, as you can see. But you have to build cities, roads, and stuff like that. And it is actually a lot of fun. Now, the 7 cards that you start off with are the water cards, or the river. And you start off with these cards. You have to flip them upside down, and then you flip them right side up, and the sun's glaring. There we go. You flip them right side up, and you set those out. There's no points given for those, but you can set your meeple on there to start off to get points. So, if you're interested in this, let me know. And now I'm going to turn the camera, I'm going to get this thing put away, and then I'm going to turn the camera around, and I'm going to talk about this game a little bit, and talk about where I got them, and the guy to talk to about all these games. Okay, I'm back. Now, there's a guy that lives in Quartzsite. His name is Kim Scott. He is a wonderful man, and he has a building that was down by where the big tent was, and he owns a building, and he deals nothing but these games. And he doesn't get them just from the United States. He gets them from all over the world. And some of these games are award-winning board games. There's board game, card game, dice game. There's all kinds of games he has. He has children's games. And when you walk into this building, you are just blown away. And my buddy Ty, that I keep talking about from Canada, me and him went in there, and I was just shocked to see all the board games this guy has. A lot of them are very unknown games. So, and I was just blown away. There's the one game I really, really want to get, and Ty has this game. It is called Ticket to Ride, and I will put that right here. And that game is what I really want. That game is awesome. You have little trains. You have to build connections. You get 5 cards to begin with, and you have to build your railroads across the United States. There are so many expansions for this game. They've got one that is Ticket to Ride out of Africa, so it has an African map. I think they have a France one, a Germany one. They've even got Dexter and Alvin, which are an alien and a monster, which are accessories to add to the game, which if the monster or the alien, Dexter or Alvin, if they're in that city, you can't build a line to that city. And if you have the cards that have to go to that city, then it screws you up. You can't build the railroad to go to there. You cannot do it. So that game is freaking awesome, and I really want to get it. Now, I will tell you some of these board games are quite expensive. I can tell you right now, Steampunk Rally, when I bought this, it was like $60, so it's not cheap, but it was worth it. And this one I'm probably going to get killed for. I paid $90 for this, but I'm telling you right now, this is probably one of the best games I've ever bought in my entire life. It was well worth the $90. The expansion was only, I think, $11 or $15, one of the two, and they have quite a few expansions for them too. But this actually came with 11 expansions, so I got a good deal on getting the expansion pack. The Ticket to Ride only comes with the main game, and then you have to buy the expansions after that. I know for a fact that you need to buy the expansions because the main colored cards you get to build a railroad are only like this big. They're really tiny. So I know Ty ended up buying one of the expansion kits, and he got the regular size deck, because if you've ever tried to hold a deck of cards before and they're really tiny, it's hard to hold them. So you almost need to just get at least one expansion so you can get the bigger cards to go, to do it. Be right back. I'm going to spit my chew out. Okay, for me that was like 2 minutes. For you it was like a split second. But anyway, if you get a chance to go to Quartzsite, Arizona, and it's, I don't know exactly where it's located. If you go down towards La Posa South, and there's a big stoplight where they sell all those rocks and stuff, the quartz and stuff like that. And if you take that way that's right there, where a lot of the vendors set up, it's the only building that's right there. I'd have to get a hold of him to ask him what the address is. I have no clue. But it's like Tyson Wells something. I know there's a storage place right there by his where this building is at. If you go in there, tell him that Ty and DJ sent you in there. I personally love this place. I know when I get enough money and I get a lot of extra money, I'm taking $2,000 and I'm going to go in there and I'm buying some freaking games. This place is freaking awesome. But anyway, these are the games I play right now. Ty had a bunch of other games. He has Axis and Allies, which I guess takes a long time to learn how to play, and it takes up to 13 hours to play one session of the game. So yeah, some of these games can take a while. This game here with the expansions can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours, which is not bad. Steampunk Rally is normally about an hour and a half, so that's not bad. Monopoly, you can go anywhere from an hour to 4 hours with that game. Of course, if you played Monopoly, you know it can be a struggle. Risk is usually about a 2 to 3 hour game, maybe an hour and a half, I'm not sure. And then the Finance, like I said, I've never played it yet, so. But there are some of the games that they have in there, literally, that have won huge awards that are from England and Germany and France and Australia. There's games from all over the world. I did not know these games existed until Ty took me into the store and I got to talk to Kim Scott. This place is awesome. He actually, every now and again, has tournaments. Well, not tournaments, but game days. About every three or 4 months, he'll invite a bunch of gamers, and there was people. He had one at his place. He had people from like Havasu, from California, clear from Phoenix and stuff that came to his place. And I think Phoenix, don't quote me on that, but I know there was a bunch that came from Havasu and Cali. And they have board game nights like every weekend. And if I was still down there, then I would be going to that every freaking weekend. I love board games. Does that make me a dork? Yeah, I guess it does, and I don't really give a crap. It's something I enjoy. And if you think about it, board games actually make you use your mind. So you have to use your head in these games. And if you're competitive like I am and don't like to lose, it gets pretty interesting. No fights or nothing, but it normally ends up in laughter and people going, "Oh, you cock!" Yeah, but it's always fun. So these are the board games I have. If you have any questions about them, or if you want to tell me what your favorite board game is, or card game, or dice game, I would love to hear it. If it's something interesting, I would like to even maybe possibly get it and try it out. So let me know what you guys have, if you play board games or whatever. I think that would be awesome. And now what I was telling you earlier, today's a short day. I can't really get anything done. I may have to run up to Flagstaff with Ty, the guy that lives here in Cottonwood. He might be buying a vehicle today, I'm not sure. I don't want to give out too much information, but he needs me to drive him up there. So we're going to go look at it this afternoon. So that gets me kind of cut on time of what I can do, because I already told him I'd drive him up there, which is no problem. I have no problem doing that. I'm doing what I can to help him and plus get my own stuff done. So this is what I've done today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions about board games or anything, please let me know. If not, I have actually on my Facebook, I have a place, it's called Mothership Gaming, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that I am a part of. And they have Kim post in there all the time, all the new board games they come out with, or card games, or dice game. some of these games actually can get really expensive. I seen one that was like $179, but the box was like freaking this big by about that thick and probably about yay wide. I mean, it was huge, and there was a lot of pieces that came involved in that game. But yeah, they've got games anywhere from, I want to say, $39 up to probably $200. But some of them are very, very cool games. I actually got to play the Walking Dead board game. Now that was cool because you have to work together, but at the same instance, you can also screw your team by pulling the cards that you don't want to pull. So, but that game is awesome also. So anyway, be kind to one another, love one another, and live life because you don't know how much time you're going to have. So, God bless you all. Take care. And I'll catch you in the next video. And I hope this was okay for y'all. And that sounded stupid. That really sounded stupid. Anyway, enjoy life. And I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, y'all.
Just a good old boy. Never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they was born.